Opal Rivershade drew her first lungful of Gulf air on a glass calm morning, 17 April 1998, inside a lime green trailer propped on washed-out pilings above the sugar sand flats of Pensacola Beach. A lone heron stabbed at the shallows beyond the deck, while her mother, a brass band saxophonist who threads pressed hibiscus petals through spare reeds, looped a lazy riff that set cracked salt shakers rattling in sync. Her father, an artificial reef welder who sketches little cloud manta rays across pay envelopes, leaned so near their freckles blended and promised his newborn that boardwalk chatter, cafeteria side eyes, and store racks that stop at 14 would always slide aside for any spirit willing to stand at full frame. Curves have flowed through the Rivershade family as naturally as warm loop current water slips beneath cooler coastal swells. So nobody flinched when baby Opal burst her second cotton swaddle before the kettle whistled. Granny Magnolia produced a shrimp net needle, patched the blanket with strips clipped from a retired festival banner, then chuckled that extra cloth cost pocket change, while teaching a child to shrink might cost her entire horizon of sunrise. School corridors smelled of pencil shavings, fried beignets drifting out of the kitchen hatch, and brine sneaking through tilted louvers. Opal already stood a shoulder above her classmates, blotting the overhead bulb whenever she traced loggerhead nesting grounds on the pull-down map. One muggy recess, two boys hop-step circles around her, chanting, "Ferry barge!" each time her rubber boots thudded a chalk square. That evening, she prowled the rack line collecting soda caps, polished pearl by surf, threaded them onto fishing leader, stitched the tinkling spine down her seafoam hoodie, and breezed into class at dawn, scattering rainbow freckles across painted tiles. A substitute reading aide filmed 7 shaky seconds on a prepaid phone, posted the clip to a newborn video corner, and by lunch, 15,000 strangers applauded the girl who forged teasing into lighthouse spark. Opal wrote herself one lavender promise besides subtraction drills. Clouds crowd only until you flash them bright. Weekends belonged to the Waterboy Marina, where her mother's sax solos melted into diesel groans from charter boats, fry basket sizzles, and gulls lobbying for bait scraps. Store jeans jammed at Opal's thighs, so she swapped tip jar coins for sun-bleached gill net, unraveled it into rope, crocheted high-rise culottes, airbrushed seahorse silhouettes with squid ink, and posed at melon sunset against rust flake palings while her cousin captured grainy photos. Isha entered a fledgling diary she titled Lantern Ripple during the same week. A picture-sharing app flickered across patchy beach towers. Captions skipped between panhandle slang and cleared truths like curves anchor gale gusts better than seawalls. Before 16 candles melted, 52,000 unseen hearts tapped the glowing heart under every mango frame. Proof bright screens hush, cafeteria whispers faster than any assistant coach whistle. A renewable energy scholarship carried her east to the University of Central Florida. Daylight dissolved in wave tank labs. Nights belonged to a 24-hour Cuban sandwich truck lit neon papaya beneath banyan leaves. The heat lamp doubled as her softbox. Between media notes she ordered, she filmed 90-second reels, folding parchment into golden seagrass barrettes while decoding dart rotation in half-surf hush, half-lecture pop. One clip layered dolphin whistles over a lo-fi beat while she changed it to reflective anchor braids into thrift denim. 46 hours later, plays soared past 1.3 million. Gulf Coast bloggers dubbed her the sandwich couturier, though every sponsored pitch stalled at size 16. Opal stacked each email in a folder labeled Shrinking Nets, wiped garlic mojo from her cuff, and pressed another sandwich. June thunderstorms delivered an invitation from Columbia Sportswear asking her to co-design a storm shell line named Brief Pulse. She answered with 3 granite terms, patterns through 60-inch hips, half the crew hired from community college fashion students, and 10% of net profit routed into Oyster Reef Revival from Perdido to Apalachicola. Columbia's sign before dawn pinked the lab skylight. The chute opened on a hidden sandbar where day-old turtle tracks curled like comets toward mirror water. Opal guided curvy paddle surfers across glass ripples while a drone carved lazy infinity symbols overhead. When the lookbook landed, every extended-sized jacket vanished in 41 hours across 30 countries. Lantern Ripple vaulted beyond 700,000 glowing avatars. Still dusted with cinnamon sugar from a graveyard churro sprint, she balanced her phone on a rice bag, ducked behind sauce crates, and live-streamed tear-bright gratitude beneath buzzing fluorescence. Pause with me. One breath. Hit subscribe this moment. Lock your real seat so next week's voyage slides into your feed before algorithm ties can drift it off course. Your tap is the wind in our sails. Spotlight shimmer lured rumor goals. A clickbait vlog claimed Opal strapped rigid plates around her waist beneath reef pole shells. At sunrise, she paddled a cedar board beyond Spartina, stood steady in sports bra and cotton shorts, traced each stretched stripe with crushed bougainvillea petals, and blew a sax riff so raw pelicans froze in mid-glide. 10 million viewers reposted the jam, tagged bougainvillea proof, brushing fuchsia dust across their own curves until gossip settled quiet as seagrass. Sandwich truck wages, wool with capsule royalties and whipped into Rivershade butter. A whipped custard blending Tupelo honey cream, key lime seed oil, and Michael Sparks that glow pearl and phone flash. 19,000 tins cooled on her father's chart desk, lids tied with braided castnet rope, each tag printed moisturize your horizon. Stock evaporated in 83 minutes, raising $198,000. 20% seeded Beacon Grants shipping, industrial surgers, and hydrophones to plus-size teens in coastal schools from Portia Jo to Port Isabel. 8 months later, 36 grantees floated. A fashion and dolphin harmony show aboard a retro shrimp scow wrapped in LED mangrove roots, streaming sunrise cheer to classrooms from Kingston to Nairobi. Miami Sweet carved fresh jetty legend when a backstage vent shredded her violet mesh gown from hip to knee. 80 heartbeats before curtain, Opal ripped neon dock rope from a rig pole, laced the gash like boot hooks, and walked as though the splice lived in every sketch. Camera shutters cracked like skillet corn, Vogue Caribbean crowned the save rope cadence, and another million lantern lights sparked before steel drums warmed the after party. Storm chatter tried again when a fired aide leaked cropped emails hinting she demanded lobster roll pyramids and chauffeured skiffs for her rescue ibis halo. She posted the full chain showing refillable water coolers, lentil stew for crew, and caption tablets for Def's stylist. That month's affiliate surge $136,000 funded biodegradable crab trap pilots off Cedar Key. Fans repeated her dockside chant, receipts gleam brighter than rumor grit, until whispers vanished like marsh fog. By midsummer metrics glowed turquoise. 6.9 million Instagram companions, 3.5 million real voyagers, and 2 million devoted subscribers, engagement hovering near 10%. Cartier invited her to headline a Topaz Surge vignette inside Tampa's Century Lens. She agreed once Cartier funded therapy stipends for reef divers shaken by back-to-back storms. The final reel, her wrist scattering amber shards across iron ribs, stands as Cartier's most saved post this quarter. Family keeps her compass set. Twice a month, she streams Porchline Groove, mother sliding funky sevens beside a propane skillet, father reciting cloud haiku, Opal turning thrift denim while island crickets fiddle along. One broadcast topped 9 million when Halo waddled through powdered sugar and sneezed glitter across the lens. A seabird refuge now sponsors each stream, tagging rehabilitated ibises with solar beacons funded by Rivershade butter. But a revenue breezed past 12 million before his second equinox. Opal leased a vacant oyster shed, carved skylights through corrugated tin, and hired furloughed deckhands, plus design graduates to whip custard and knot lids by hand during midday dance breaks to brass house loops. Efficiency teams pushed shrink bands. She repeated her mother's creed. Fingertips save stories long after machines forget, and rope ties remained. Her feet hums with mind weather. Coquina Bluff portraits mingle with sandwich truck selfies, captioned same sky, different tide. She shares breath loops recorded in limestone springs, printable resilience pages in English and Muskogee, and sliding scale therapy codes. 132,000 followers say her shoreline honesty became their first calm harbor. Community rides, glitter under crushed shell paint. Hundreds coast sunset causeways wearing Rivershade butter on collarbones and LED sea oats on spokes. Ticket money fattens Beacon Grants and lifts wheelchair snorkel rigs at Clear Spring Coves. Chowder shacks ladle late, crab bisque sales climb 15% on ride nights. Opal leads on a vintage cruiser with Halo, plush tucked in a basket, stopping to retie any rider's loose lace. She is polishing a memoir titled Currents Keep Names for 11 Language Shells next spring, while a documentary crew films her plan to convert retired light buoys into floating maker labs for island schools. Puma's wide-toe wave lantern sneaker lands next quarter, threaded with reflective rope and cushioned by algae foam, sending 10% of revenue into beacon seedlings around the Gulf Rim. Second Ripple, do not let the subscribe button stay scarlet. Tap it cool gray now so the next tide splashes your notifications ahead of algorithm undertow. Little clicks change big oceans. When playback rests in low slack, scroll the description, fresh jars of Rivershade butter, instant beacon grant links, tonight's Porchline Groove playlist, and one discreet compass, a science-backed bundle of conversation sparks and calm, confident steps, charting the clearest path toward lasting love and the most dependable way to kindle genuine intrigue in any woman you meet. Free, wide open, one tap away. If the soda-capped spine shimmer, rope cadence gown rescue, or halo glitter sneeze nudged even half a grin, smash like let your loudest ripple roll in comments, and share this trip with a friend whose sails hang slack. Every curve reroutes currents. Every scar refracts moonlight, and the bay bows to anyone bold enough to plant both feet on the pier and greet tomorrow eyes bright. Final sea breeze whisper. Subscribe this heartbeat, claim your rail, tap that love link parked in the description, and join me on the next rising tide when another story gleams beyond the breakers and courage calls your name all over again.